Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Our Gym Experience podcast with me, Carl Maloney. How are you doing? You all right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with an amazing visual and fantastic live band that I want to introduce you all to. And I'm really, really pleased they're joining us today. Josh, Zach, Jack from the Hara. Hey up, lads.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi.
Yeah. Fellow Northerners in the building.
Where are you from, you all lot then?
Well, I'm from Bolton.
Oh, nice.
Leyland.
And I'm from literally in between Manchester and Sheffield. So.
Oh, Glossop.
Yeah.
I travel that journey many, many times, mate. From being from Sheffield and living in Manchester now, I go over that journey many a times. I didn't realise you were that local. I didn't know you were local. That's nice.
We sure are. Yes,
oh, nice one. So we always talk about it, the journey of a band. You guys just look like you're flying at the minute. You've got this amazing tour coming up that we'll come to in a bit. You've got a lot going on. New album coming out as well. It feels like it's exciting time in the Hara. Is it Hara or Hara?
Hara. The Hara.
The Hara, that's it. So it's exciting times from the band. How does it feel to be in it and be in the bubble?
Good, man. I think we definitely feels like we're definitely at a point in our career. You know, we've been a band just over 5 years now, and our debut album's dropping in a couple of weeks. Our biggest headline tour. You know, it's all happening, and we're feeling good. We've just come back from America for the first time, so it's man. We're just grooving. We're jamming.
We're all still a little bit jet lagged from our
yeah.
We did South by Southwest Festival, and we only got back like.
Let's start with that then. So just talk us through. Well, Zoom don't help either. Just we're talking over each other and stuff, but we'll get through this together, boys. So let's start with the festival then. South by Southwest. First time in America playing as a band. Is that
That's correct? Yeah, first two shows there. We did one on Monday and then one on Friday. What fucking, can we swear? Are we allowed to swear?
Say what you want, yeah, definitely.
Fuck yeah. What a fucking crazy place, everything's just big and big trucks, big glasses of, not glasses, plastic cups of cups. I don't even, big cups. Bloody hell, the jet lag, man.
They've got big cups.
They've got big old cups.
Yeah, it's proper mad. And we were in, it's the city of Austin we were in, so... No, we loved it though.
Yeah.
So it's somewhere I keep hearing about Austin. I listen to a lot of like American comedians and stuff, and they've all moved from Austin away from LA because it's such a
Joe Rogan is one of them, isn't he?
Yeah. So it's such a vibrant, amazing city that I've not been to yet. So I'm a bit jealous there, lads. So how did you find it? How did you find it being in Austin?
Being amongst it was really fun, man. Like during the festival's on all week, so the city gets transformed to accommodate the festival and all the different venues that are hosting bands. There's something happening all the time. So we were making our way. We did thousands and thousands and thousands of steps every day, legging it around, trying to consume absolutely everything.
It was like a fever dream. So much happened, didn't it? It was like
so much happened, and oh my god, there was so much walking, but it was amazing. Yeah, really cool vibe, really cool place, nice people, great food, big cups.
So what were the shows like then? What just talk us through like the difference in what it's like over there compared to what you might be more used to over here.
We had a bit of a up and down experience, I guess you could say. We had our first gig on the Monday in like a tiny dive bar venue, and we had like no sound check, so we all play like within ears, and we're used to like doing our own shows and having time to sort of get all that, because we got quite a big sound. So there's us three, and then there's all the stuff we run on track, so we got quite a lot going out front. And anyway, we're in this venue and we had like 20 minutes to do everything. So we start playing. I can't hear myself. ZACK guitar is extremely loud. Just everything's just going off, and then your guitar just stops working after the first song. We're like, oh fuck no, this is our first ever show. But we get through it. Hara fashion. We give them the show. The people love it, which is all that matters. But then we come to Friday and it was completely different. Just absolutely smashed Friday, and had a little crowd surf going on, mosh pit. It was great.
I just love the vibe. I keep seeing like loads of shots because I follow Scruff of the Neck on the socials and stuff, and I know you've got they're your record company, I believe. Have I got that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the support you, and I know Mark's been out there with you, just supporting everything. It just looked, I saw his socials and it just looked fantastic. So what was the biggest highlight of like being out there?
We went to Bass and Pro
Yeah.
shop, which was sick. There was loads of cool things. We went to Look and Back as well.
Cowboy Town.
Yeah, big Cowboy Town, which was really cool. Obviously, the shows were great, and seeing loads of other bands and other artists working. But yeah, just the whole vibe of it, like the food places were wicked as well. So yeah, it was great. It was just nice to, I would say chill, but we didn't chill. It was nice to just get out there and see a different environment, really.
Yeah, completely different culture for sure.
Are you drinkers? Did you indulge in that side of things?
A little bit.
Okay.
We're quite a good rock band, really. When we want to have a good time, we do it, but we like the balance. So we picked our moments. So I think Tuesday night we had a bit of a blowout, didn't we? And that was pretty fun. We have our sound guy Pete who came with us, and when we got back to the house, we covered his face in blue tackies. It was one of those nights.
He looked like a Smurf.
He did look like a Smurf.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that was a good night.
Oh mate, it must be a bit. How do you like come down from experiences like that? Does it take a while for you, or have you not yet?
Probably not. No, just don't give yourself time to process anything.
Okay.
And that's the trick, and just keep going. And then one day you're like, oh shit.
Well, you've got something going on.
Adrenaline is the 10.5-hour flight. Because we gigged on Friday, maybe slept for about 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then we had to start making our way to the airport after that. So it was like from the absolute highs from the gig in the week to the journey home, which was horrible.
So I presume, were you able to take your own instruments and stuff then? Is that a daft question? Or I presume you don't take drums?
It's not really, but kind of. So we had like a case between us all. So Zach had to substitute his case for his guitar. So we had that, and then we had one case for all our equipment that we could fit in. So we've got like our playback system, our in-ears. And we hired the drums out there, didn't we? And stuff like that. So yeah, it's like a learning experience for us doing that. Our first time, going across the sea and seeing how all that works. But yeah, man. It's just rock and roll.
I love it. So I know you've got the big album coming up, the big tour. We're going to come to all of that. So you're in your own studio here. So every time I know of a band that's got their own studio, I know they've got their head screwed on financially, and I know they've got this passion within that band to invest in your own studio and have your own space.
Yeah.
When did you start? Making your way into individually? How did you start to think about that music is something that I want to get into?
We were all pretty young, weren't we? I think all three of us, I think individually as like kids when we were growing up, respectively did our own thing. I did a lot of like musical theatre stuff when I was a kid growing up. I loved that, and I guess you guys were playing from a young age as well.
Yeah, just me and Jack have done some session work in the past.
Oh yeah.
Other, we had bands when we were younger as well, and just kind of grew from there. That initial idea of I'll play an instrument. This will be fine, and then it consumes your life, and you don't want to do anything else. And now
that obsession, isn't it? You get obsessed with it, and then it's like a Jedi.
I'm fascinated with the obsession that musicians have, because when I speak to a lot of musicians on this podcast, and a lot of them say a similar kind of thing to what you say, where it just kind of happened, but there's a bigger story to it just happening. You must have, like, you pick people and new bandmates for a reason, don't you? You see special things in people that connect you as a community. How did your connection start? Like, how did it happen?
It's pretty like standard, really. I mean, we all went to a music college at the same time, but different times. So me and Jack went at the same time, and these two went at the same time. So we kind of knew of each other. And then I put an advert out to make a band on. Was it Find My Band? Was that
Join My
Band? Oh yeah. Zach applied. He came, and I was like, this guy's cool as fuck. I didn't have any tattoos at the time, and I just saw his tattoos. And I was like, yeah, I need this guy in my band. It's gonna look sick. So it was me and Zach for a while. And on what you were saying about finding the right members, we actually spent like maybe 3-4 months trialing like different drummers. We tried some like bassists, other guitarists. And like, I think a big thing for us was like, we had this thing where we had to get drunk with the person to figure out if they were actually a good person and we could put up with them for the rest of our life. And many people failed, but then we met Jack. I sent him a message on Facebook, and it just worked, man. It just clicked. You know, the energy was there, and that was that. So, you know, you've got to get on outside of the music as well as the music. You know what I mean?
Was that intimidating space to be in, Jack? How was it for you?
The main thing I remember is when Josh messaged me about coming down. I remember being so like adamant that I had to play like my own stuff and I had to be comfortable with what the kit was we was here. And the only thing I remember is coming in and seeing this like half set up kit and then bringing in my like double pedals and my snares and my cymbals and stuff. And back then I wasn't as like experienced of setting stuff up as fast as we do now. And I remember setting up for about 40 minutes and being like, oh, this isn't a good start. But then when we played, it was good. And I remember they'd text me they'd said when I left, it was like, oh, we'll have a think about it and blah blah blah. And I'd got onto the drive before they'd text me saying, will you join the band? So I'd actually left the building before they'd text me. So it was good.
What were your thoughts, you two, while he was setting up for 40 minutes? Then we were like, fucking hell, what's going on here?
I can't remember that.
Yeah, all right.
I remember you asking me at one point, like, how long do you think you're gonna be? And I was like, maybe another 5 minutes.
And then what happened? How do you know when something fits? I suppose it's a feeling, and sometimes you can't describe these type of things. But just try and talk us through like how you came together.
It was like definitely a feeling, but I think it's with Jack especially. I remember the thing that sticks out for me is Jack brought loads of ideas to the band that we didn't think of, that we didn't actually think existed, in terms of like how different ways to perform live and different, adding different layers and textures all electronically, which was kind of like the start of something that we've grown and developed to a massive level where it's really integral to our live show now. So that was I remember, Jack showed us.
The whole SPD thing.
The SPD, the introduction of the SPDX.
That's
mind blowing. And so blew me away.
Yeah, nice one. So just sticking on the dynamics of a band, let's go around the room a little bit and discuss individuals a little bit. So if you want to go around the room and share your thoughts on what the strengths and maybe a little weakness, or just have a bit of fun with it, or whatever you want to do on the people that you're talking about, or what they bring to the band.
Oh God, fucking hell. Wasn't prepared for that one.
Let's go.
I think, I don't know. It's like we're just so comfortable with each other now, and I think it's like it depends on the situation or what we're doing, like whether we're writing or I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to answer it in the best way.
Let's base it on where you are now. You've got an album on the way and a tour on the way. Just base it on that example of how do you, what are the strengths around you, and what can and I only mean this just to have a bit of fun, like that could be type thing.
Well, I think for sure, like the one thing is that we're all like fucking committed to the cause, we all have that united vision of being the biggest band in the world, and I think having that each individually just powers up this band to keep going every day and doing what we're doing.
That's a massive thing though, like being committed, especially being like post lockdown, post that crazy time. We were a band before then, and we're still a band now. And I think during COVID times, we used that as an opportunity to focus on social media, you know, there was no live. And I think we're all really adaptable. And I think that's a big thing. We're committed, but we're adaptable as well. So if you just like look at our career in the space of what we've done, and but also what has been going on at the same time as trying to make it in a band, really difficult. It's really, really hard.
Well, there's a lot of people in bands say they're committed, but they're not. If you know what I mean. Yeah, I do see that a lot by speaking to a lot of bands where last time I spoke to you, mate, you were the most committed person to this band ever. Next minute you see a big, long, gushy post on Facebook about I'm leaving the band or whatever.
Yeah, we always say, like, you know, it baffles us, some bands where like you speak to them and they like hate like the lead singer or something. Yeah. It's like, I just don't get how they function like that. It's like, you know, I think for us it's definitely a brotherhood, and you know, we love each other, we hate each other, but we turn up every day, we do our thing, and I think that's so important. And I think individually our personalities are so different.
Yeah.
Which, well, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It just works. I think if there was one thing, there's one tiny thing that was different, it wouldn't work. It's just so strange, but it does.
Yeah. So the biggest positive thing is that you're all massively committed. Where do you think you could do better as a team?
Just too good, man. We're just too good.
Trust ourselves more.
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
I think we're a lot better now than we was. We listen to too many people, and I think there's goods to that, and there's also bad points to that. And I'd say now we've all realised that, but in the past we've listened to too many opinions that don't change what we do. They don't make a difference to what we do and what we think. So that's probably, I think, the only downside really in the past, and that's changed now. So
there's a lot of pitfalls in the industry and people in it for different reasons, isn't there? And so what I'm just surmising a little bit. What kind of pitfalls have you come up against that, looking back, you'd have made a different decision at the time? Like looking back on it now, hindsight.
I think all like the shit that's happened to us is, you know, it's brought us here, and I wouldn't change it. But I think, like you said, there's so many crooks and crannies in the industry, and people that give you false promises, and then it doesn't work out. And you know, we've probably met every type of person in the music industry, and yeah, I don't know. It's just about going back to what Jack was saying about just trusting ourselves more, and it's fucking hard, man. Like, it's a brutal, because there's no set rules, is there? You know, it's not like we've got a job and you turn up at this time and you got to do this and you get to this position and that. It's like, it's such a wild west where everyone knows exactly what to do, and you know, you listen to that person, you're like, oh, he's gonna make us the biggest band, and then it's like, oh no, we should have done that, and you're constantly trying to work it out. And I think that's where a lot of people end up giving up, you know, because they go through so many of them brick walls. And I think we've been through that many to count now. Yeah. But we just fucking got that fire, man. We're just knocking them down.
Just to try and get a bit specific with it, what was the biggest mistake you might have made? That like if a band's watching this, to give them a tip to watch out for that kind of stuff. And I don't mean mentioning people. I just mean an example.
Yeah, I was going to say it's hard to do that.
Maybe a different way of phrasing that question.
Yes, okay.
I think you should never be afraid to say no. So a big thing for us. So one of maybe potentially some great mistakes we could have made was if we in fact said yes to some people. And some of those people came in the inception of our career when we were just, you know, a year or so old. And you know, you get some people nibbling around and showing a bit of interest, and when that happens, you're like, oh my god, hell yeah, you know, especially if you're a new band, it's like that first attention from the industry, and you can jump the gun a bit if they offer you a contract or a management, you know, some form of contract, and especially if you've never had any experience with that or anything like that, it can be a bit like, oh, you might jump the gun, you might get a bit excited. But then, you know, fast forward a little bit of time, it might have been, or could have been, and without a doubt, in our experience, it would have been a horrendous decision. And I can think of a good few scenarios where that has been the case. But we've not said yes to those people. We were always so self-affirmed that, just again, tying into what we were previously talking about, the idea of it's a bit of a Wild West town. There's the music industry. Everybody has an opinion in which they think they're also right. And these people who can promise you the world, never be afraid to say no, because they don't know a fucking thing, and nobody knows a fucking thing.
And these things can happen no matter what stage you're at in your career as well. I had Martin Ware from Heaven 17 on the podcast the other day, and he when he first formed Human League, they signed a publishing deal. It's in his book as well. They signed a publishing deal with Virgin that they're still tied into now. Like it's a lifetime contract of publishing royalties that they can never escape from, no matter what they do. So that, even and they were like quite experienced at the time. They were touring and all that kind of stuff, and you can still make these decisions at any point in your career. And if you do it, I suppose at the beginning of a career, it's easy to get out because you can rebrand and change it and do stuff. But if you're established and then you've got these tunes that you love and you want to, just keep sharing with the world, you've got to read the small print, haven't you? I suppose is what we're getting to.
Yeah, I think we've been really lucky. I'm speaking for myself. I'm shit at reading contracts, but we've got great management who have always had our back with that side of things. So yeah, I think definitely if you get offered a contract, make sure you read it, or at least get someone who understands it to go through it before doing anything, because it is literally them little lines of text that you miss where they can just fuck you up for life, man. And it's brutal.
Yeah. So when you started coming up then, and the Hara was getting out there, did you feel like the sharks had started to swim around you? Could you tell there was, there's that side of the industry quite quick?
Yeah, I think initially it was more of like the excitement of, oh shit, like this is gonna happen and these are gonna do this for us, and then you have that one time where it doesn't work out and it's like, okay, we thought that was going to happen, but it didn't. And then it happens a second time. You're like, there's a lot of these people out there. And then slowly we start trusting no one. Yeah. And we're like, if you give us something now, so like at the start of our career, if we got a contract or someone, would have been like, fucking hell, we're going to get signed. Whereas now we're like, yeah, it's not real yet. Don't trust it. Just wait it out, check everything. Our mindset's so different. With anything, like even if we get like offered a big support tour or something like that, we're like, yeah, it's not real yet. Until it's happening, we don't believe anything.
No, I know. I get it. I get it. Where would you class where you are within the grand scheme of things today as a band?
We're at a tipping point. We're at a position where, and this has been a case for us for probably the last few months, really now, where we've known these people in the industry, these fans, blah blah blah, who know us, and we've done all the grassrootsy kind of stuff. We've done all the
earned our stripes.
Yeah, we've earned our stripes, and we're like, if this is the big league of fucking bands, we're like there, just about to get in it, I think. So
it feels like PT said the other day, it's like we've got this glass ceiling above us right now, and we can see like what we need to do and where we are, and we're right at the top. We just need that fucking thing to just smash it open, and just get us on the roll, man. We always say it's our live show that sell this band. Like, you put us in front of the right people, anywhere we go, anywhere in the world, come see our show, and we'll guarantee you'll fall in love with the band. Like, I believe that 99% of people that come see our show. So,
no, man, it's great. And how do you, like, what stages do you put in front of you to break that glass ceiling? What do you do? And I don't have any answers. I'm just curious.
We've been searching for a long time.
Okay, fair enough.
That's the question.
Comments if you know people listening to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's luck, it's all that sort of stuff. It's being with the right people, getting on the right support tour, a song just going viral out of nowhere, which no one can control, but everyone thinks they know exactly the answer to make a song go viral. It's all of that. But I think the one thing we know we can control is, that commitment again, just that belief, and hopefully in the long run that serves us justice, and we'll be there in our arenas looking back on this thinking, you know what, You're fucking right.
Well, and it's so good to see bands being able to do it without labels, like the Raytons.
Yeah, it's great.
They're about to sell out Sheffield Arena. And they're in Australia now playing gigs over there. So and I know they have historically had help and support. They do make it sound like they've had no support really, and they've done it all themselves. But they have had support through the years. But you know, they are like you guys. They're committed to it, and there's a certain vibe around bands that are committed to it. For example, Spangled from Manchester. I see it in them. I see it in a band called October Drift. I see it in Avalanche Party. I see it all these bands. I can see the Eye of the Tiger in it, and I can see it in you guys.
Yeah, man. It's it, man. It's that magic. It's that manifesting some wicked shit. You know, you got to manifest it from the universe. As cringy as it is, it's very true.
So, like in the studio and that kind of stuff, because I know you've got this amazing live show. The theatre to it, does that come from yourself having that kind of background yourself, Josh?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a part of it, especially like the way I perform as like a front man on stage. You know, I always try and take it beyond what people expect. Like I always have a little voice that I speak to myself while I go on. I'm like, I've got to do something that surprises people when I go out there. So I always try and do something a bit mad. But I think as a group, all of us, we have that performance in us, how you play guitar, how you play the drums, like that is who the Hara is, you know, putting on that show. And like, you know, when we played America, people just come up to us at the end, like never seen energy like that before, like just completely in shock by, you know, we're in this tiny room in front of a load of industry people, and we're still like, get the fuck down, you know, fucking circle fit, and you got to do it, man. And that's all we do it for, you know. Everything we do is to play them shows and have that energy. You know, when we're writing, whatever we're doing, we want to show people. That's what it is.
How do you like the surprise element of it? I'm not going to ask you the question what's come up in the tour, because people can buy a ticket and find out for themselves. But like historically on other gigs, what have you done in the past to surprise people, just to give people a bit of context?
A few things, I guess.
Not like Spinal Tap with Stone Ends coming down or like
that. You know, I don't know. Fucking
lot of climbing,
yeah. Climbing things.
A lot of
stripping,
running into the crowd.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned this the other day. Remember at one of the shows in Glasgow years ago when you rode in on one of those like freaking trolleys that
Steve
pushed down. That's fun.
But like, I don't know, I'd be at a gig and I'd look at a wall. I'm like, I need to go and fucking shake that wall and scream at it. So I'll just go to the wall and you know, it's just.
That's what I'm going to ask. So is that what you do? You get to a venue and think, where can I climb where I'm not going to hurt myself here? Is that kind of one of the
first thought in my head for sure? Yeah.
And do you guys want to know what he's going to do? Or do you just like, you'll just leave him to it? And do you
don't like it when I pick up your amps and shit?
No, yeah. There was one occasion where Josh picked up one of my cabinet amps and like held it above his head and then tried to gently put it down at the same time, but underestimated how freaking heavy it is as soon as you do that. So that only happened once.
That's a new rule. I'm not allowed to touch instruments.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, is that the first time a singer's helped you carry your gear about?
First and only and last. Yeah.
Fair enough.
More of a case of what you can't do when we get into a venue. Like, where's the limit? Yeah. So I'm adamant he can't stand on my drum kit. I hate that. That's
Do you remember where it used to end in All Worked Out? It used to hit the crash.
He did, and it broke so many crashes. So now we don't do it anymore.
We don't do that anymore.
So you've got, we might as well move on to the album. What I've been struck by is like how it's themed. So I know you've got your videos and things, and when I first saw you guys, all the online stuff were just this mad energy and powerful tunes, and the look, the makeup, and all that kind of stuff. And then when I've been watching a few videos, just in a bit of research for this interview, all that themed around computer games and that kind of stuff, and you're like physically in a computer game, and a lot of them, well, a couple of the videos like died in my 20s and okay, that's me, really like a different side of you. That's quite a chilled, melodic side of the band too. So it was nice to see that dynamic with everything else that you've got going on as well. You can do it all.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you picked up on that. Like, that was definitely the plan when we were picking the singles for the album. So like the first three were quite crazy. We had Rockstar, Talk to Mind Your Fire, then, you know, with Okay, That's Me and Died in My 20s. We did want to show that side of us because there is a big element in the album where it's, you know, it's more of that kind of reflective, you know, I guess ballad side that we can do that. And, you know, we love doing all that as well. And yeah, the video game stuff. So survival mode, we've all the music videos linking together. So we get sucked in the video game at the start in Rockstar. And then we got our last single that just dropped on Friday, Autobiography. We got the video dropping on Friday where it's the final battle with the devil.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's all linking. So yeah, survival mode the game, survival mode the album.
I love
concept, man.
Well, that's what I want to dig into a little bit. So talk us through how the concept came about. You know, are you gamers yourself? Is it just something that come up, or is it an idea from someone else? I'll stop talking. You tell me.
Yeah, we're all into gaming, and I think we always knew that we wanted to have a concept to the album. What that concept was came about through just talking, you know, just having a discussion between ourselves, and was it the idea of the video game that came first, or the name of the album?
I think it was the name
of it, because the name Survival Mode is
very gamey. Yeah,
it could, yeah, of course, it's got a kind of double meaning. Well, it's got various meanings, but one of them, of course, is it can be associated with gaming, and the other side of it, of course, is the more you know, kind of the meaning behind the songs that kind of all accumulate to this one message about us trying to survive, everybody trying to just survive. But I guess yeah, it was the name of the album. Once we coined that, it kind of suggested where it should go, and then from that initial idea, yeah, the concept just started to roll up and you know, kind of come together.
What are you trying to survive?
I think it's a lot what we, you know, been speaking about today. Like we said it before, you know, the music industry itself, we're trying to survive being a band and survive everything that happens to us, the people we meet, you know, all the shit that's going on. I think, you know, being a band, it is kind of, you're in survival mode. And as well, there's a whole mental health side of it, you know, all the shit going on in our heads and the doubt and the fear and all that kind of thing. So the devil is meant to represent that sort of voice in your head, you know. Obviously it can mean a lot to different people, but for us being in a band, it's definitely that doubt and fear, and, you know, and even other villains in the industry that we might have met. It's sort of, the devil is like this big, we wanted to have fun with, you know, the sort of serious concepts we cover in each song. And yeah, man, it's
about fighting your inner demons, isn't it? And I think everybody can relate to that.
Yeah.
And via all this, every song is a different meaning on that, you know, on exactly what that is. So, but yeah, for us, of course, it's, you know, you don't want to give too much away about what each song means.
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, well, definitely. Well, I'm always interested in, like, you know, the industry. It's a tough place to be. You guys know more than you know, like most, I think. And you know, how do you manage your own level of and share whatever you're comfortable with? How do you manage your own mental health through this journey? Because it's up and down, in it. The whole everything's up and down a lot, so that can't help your own mental health when there's so many different emotions going on all the time. How do you guys manage it?
I think it's the main thing is being aware of it and being aware of why things feel down or why things are feeling high at the minute. It's like we always know that once we've finished tour, that period after touring and festival season is going to be shite, because you've had adrenaline every single day ready for shows, and even between it you've got adrenaline ready for the next show, even if it's in a week. And once you come off that constant energy, you just crash, and it's like, and it's hard to it's hard mentally to be like, right, it's just because of this. It's just because we're in a different space in the band now. We've got to focus on studio time, and there's not that live, you're in front of thousands of people this weekend thing to look forward to. The things that you've got to look forward to change. So writing, interviews, whatever it be, it's a different world. So I think it's just being aware of where your head's at and why it's where it is. If that makes sense.
I think it comes back to our bond as, you know, three brothers, I guess, you know, being not aware of just yourself but aware of each other. And like, you know, we have times where we come in the studio and you can tell like the vibe just isn't there. And you know, we've had times where we're like, right, let's chat it out. What's going on? You know, we do talk quite a lot. I think that is definitely so important, you know, even for just guys in general, chatting to guys, you know. I think it's a big thing that, you know, should be done a lot more. And it's definitely helped us. And yeah, it can be hard because it can feel like it's just us three alone in this fucking thing that don't know what's going on. And you know, I think the fact that we can open up and talk to each other is so important, for sure.
There's such a wide range of emotions, isn't it? You know, it could be jealousy, it could be the highs, the lows. You've just come off stage, you're as high as fuck, and you know, and then and then the tour ends, and then you're back at home, you're stuck in traffic, you're just back to reality again. All those little, well, not little, but the massive highs and lows are just, you know, it just fascinates me how a band continues over years and years just to thrive on. And it's just got to be, you just got to be a certain type of character, aren't you, to get into this?
I think like you said as well, like normal life feeling like, because we do such exciting things, when you go back to reality, it can feel like normal life is shit. But I think we've kind of learned as well, like individually, we all love our chill time. You know, we all have our different ways of chilling out, and we appreciate that as much as we do being on stage. Like me and Jack love our fishing and going outside, and Jack's a big gamer, he loves his games and stuff, and you know, having that side to the balance in it. It's all about the balance.
It is all about the balance. And it sounds like you plan ahead for it, you know what's coming up, and that's kind of I suppose a good way to plan for anything, isn't it? Really, just try and predict what things are going to be like, particularly if you know there's going to be a crash coming up, or a slowdown, or a different change in how you're going to. I don't know. I'm not a medic. I don't know. I'm just trying to discuss this in a way that other people might relate to, I suppose. And you know, if you know something's going to change in the future, be prepared for it as much as you can, however you can, and talk, I suppose.
Definitely talk.
100%.
So how do you plan ahead for this big, massive UK and European tour then? So to talk us through, so the beginning of it, while you're in it, and at the end of it, what's the plan?
So I guess number one is just rehearse like fuck until we're absolutely tight as shit and we can close our eyes and play the set without thinking. So obviously that's a big thing. Chill,
liaising with your team. Then I guess once we've done our job to as much as we can, then it becomes a wider discussion with the crew and building the show. You know, because we can play the songs great, but then we need the show element, which is huge for us. And once that's done, and we're just trying to sort out some production days now as well.
Getting in a venue and doing it on the stage.
Yeah, so still pretty much in the infancy, to be honest. And we go on tour in like 2 weeks, but we have been practicing.
7th of April, starting in my hometown of Sheffield.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah. So it's quite a big thing to get ready for, and we will probably be getting ready for it on the 6th of April. Do you know what I mean? Like,
have you bought all your guitar strings and all that kind of stuff? You're all stocked up on all the stuff that can snap and go wrong.
Yeah,
just about.
Plectrum's coming out your ass. You got a big sack of them.
Yeah, I've got a big sack of those, but that they'll last for like one gig, and then no other way it'll happen.
Big for me as well, like fitness and health and shit as well. Like I always like to get my cardio right up before tour, because fucking running about the stage for an hour and a half.
Imagine.
Takes it out of you. So yeah, and then tour, just I think we always like, once we plan the route and we're on tour, like as soon as we come off stage, just making sure we're chilled as possibly as we can be. I like to just not talk, or these guys tell me to shut up for 24 hours until I'm singing again. Yeah,
it's about balancing. I think like balancing because you're gonna be broken by the end of it. So it's about like maintaining your stamina and your health, because it's gonna go down like that over time. But it's making sure that you're healthy enough and fit enough and well enough to perform at the best of your ability every night.
And how's like life on the road? You know, just like, I don't know, is it quite bad on food? Because it's like, you know, you're just picking stuff up quick and motorway in service stations and all that kind of stuff. How do you kind of like bat the urge to just eat quick and, you know?
Hey man, it's a constant struggle. You know, we always say, I think before every tour we've done, we said, right, this tour, we're eating healthy, we're in fruit, and it gets about halfway in and we're there at Mackey's at 4 a.m. You know, just starving. But you know, I'd like to think when we do get to that arena level, we'll have our chef in our house cooking, prepping all our meals, and our masseuse giving us a little massage beforehand. You know,
so you got it like just a few dates there: Sheffield, Glasgow, Newcastle, Bristol, London, Birmingham, Manchester, all over the UK, and then to Europe. So have you played Europe before?
Not our own shows. So it's our first time headlining. We did a support tour with Swaco last summer. So we did 4 dates in Germany, the 4 we're doing on this tour. So Berlin, Munich, Cologne, and
Prague.
Hamburg.
Hamburg. I've got Prague. Oh, that's not Germany, is it? Prague and all. Eindhoven.
So Prague it might be sold out right now. It had 2 tickets left last night, so that's exciting.
Wow.
And then we're doing the Netherlands, so we're doing Eindhoven, which we've never been to Eindhoven, so that'd be cool.
How do you like sell tickets to different countries? I've always, you know, how does it happen? You know,
take a risk.
Yeah, fair enough.
Look at, you know, your Spotify and stuff and go, oh,
right, okay.
Got a few people over there that are listening, and I guess the only real risk we're taking is with the Netherlands gig. So, I guess we've done Amsterdam, haven't we? So we did the support tour with Swaco. We did the Amsterdam and the Germany run, and then we've done Prague where we played Rock for People. So we had a good reaction when we went then. So we were like, you know what, let's do our own thing, see what happens.
Yeah. So what would you say to Hara fans out there that haven't pressed click on the buy a ticket button yet, that are watching this? There's going to be a link in the description of the podcast and on YouTube to buy a ticket. So if somebody's not pressed that button yet, what would you say to them?
Listen to the music, see what you think. If you like the music, check out our music videos, check out our live stuff.
Yeah.
And look, you're going to have the best time of your fucking life. If you like having a good time, you like losing your mind, you like a bit of energy, a bit of moshing, come to the show. We got it. We got the sauce, man.
Is there anything you can tease about what's coming up? Just to tease a little, just try and squeak something out of you.
We're playing the full album.
Yeah, we've got the full album on the set. It's our longest set list we've ever done as well. So
full album and certified bangers alongside that. And we're treating this one more of a show than we've done in the past. And I won't give too much away.
Yeah.
It will be more. How do you explain it without giving it away?
More of a visual element.
Yeah, more of a visual element, more of a structure. Almost. Yeah. That's awesome. Nice
tease. That's a good enough tease. I'm pressing the button now. Like everybody should that's listening to this podcast and watching it on YouTube. Lads, I've really enjoyed getting to know you today. I wish you all the best for the tour. New album as well. Let's just finish on the album. You know, when's that out?
Yeah, so Survival Mode, our debut album, it drops on the 7th of April. And 6 singles out now if you want to go listen to them, so you know what to expect. But 12 songs of pure fucking gold. You can get your vinyl, your CD, your cassette now from the haraband.com. It all helps, especially upcoming bands like us.
Yeah.
It's like equivalent to thousands of streams. So if you want to be a legend,
get
yourself a vinyl, we'll sign it, all that good stuff.
I'm going to get one right now, lads. I speak to a lot of bands, and just to see that Eye of the Tiger in another band that I've not spoken to yet, it's an absolute pleasure to see. And I've really enjoyed getting to know you, learn about the band and understand you a little bit more about what you're all about. Exciting times ahead, lads. I just wish you all the best on everything that you've got planned. Josh, Jack, knock 'em dead, pal.
Thank you very
Legend,
much.
legend.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
man.
Cheers, boys. Thank you.